What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Charles in this world, and Griot checking in. So check this out, y'all. This is one of my favorite rappers. He's having a little issue with some gatekeepers. Rapper Ice Cube, man. Ice Cube, of course, everybody knows. Well, if you don't know, Ice Cube is one of my favorite rappers growing up. Let's go ahead and get into it, though. Ice Cube says he will expose gatekeepers blocking Big Three lead. Ice Cube has been making moves with the Big Three league, but noted that he has been receiving pushback towards elevating the league. The rapper and mogul took to social media to note that a club of gatekeepers is working to hold him back from excelling in sports entertainment. Cube went on to say he's embarking on a F the Gatekeepers tour this summer before saying, "I'm going to talk to everybody." He continues saying everybody and get a chance to get my message out to the people, be able to let people hear from me. And you might agree, you might not agree, but the important thing is for me to go on these platforms. So we're gonna go ahead and play this video, guys. Let's go ahead and play this video of Ice Cube. Then we're gonna come back with my reaction. Appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up button.
You know what it is? It's your homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their fucking club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing. So ever since I put out the contract with Black America, you know they've been fucking here and there, this and that. But it's cool, you know. I expect that. You know, I've been working with, on the Big Three for a long time, and you know how they've been fucking with me with that. I done made it, plain, simple, and clear what they've been doing. The NBA been fucking with us. Now, a lot of people might say, like, well, but Cube, you want to work with the NBA? Really, I don't give a fuck about working with the NBA. What I want them to do, when I say work with us, is to stop working against us. Stop doing that bullshit behind the scenes that we know you're doing. Mainstream media, they ain't fucking with us. Right. And that's cool. We can do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We still on the rise without these motherfuckers. So we don't need them, you don't need them. So what am I going to do to deal with these motherfucking gatekeepers? Well, what I'm going to do is go on a Fuck the Gatekeepers podcast tour. And I'm going to go talk to everybody, and get a chance to get my message out to the people. Be able to let people hear from me, And you might agree, you might not. But the important thing is, for me to go on these platforms, say what I feel about what I think. And, some people may get pissed off because I'm going to talk talk to everybody. I'm not playing, and it's gonna be a crazy summer. It's gonna be fun.
Then cut back. So, what y'all think, man? So Cube is finna go on he finna hit up all the pot, and you know people gonna let him come on because Ice Cube. Who don't like Ice Cube? Like, even if you're a young person and don't know his music, you know Friday. Every young person that grew up on Friday, especially like my niece's age. Like my niece is about 27, 26. You know, she grew up on Friday After Next. So even if you don't know his music, you know his movies. Ice Cube was able to put himself in a position where he knew that the music would eventually fade, or because hip hop, I hate to say it, is trendy, and eventually it's somebody else that's the hotness. So Ice Cube knew that he's not going to be the hotness forever. So let me get into the took and that's what I think took him over to the new generation. So people are going to are going to have Ice Cube on their show. So he's going to go to every podcast and let people know, hey, you got gatekeepers that are controlling everything. And I think what it is, and see, here's the big thing I want to talk about. Cube has the money to be able to put himself in position to be in position of being a gatekeeper himself, as far as in sports. And he's putting himself in position to be competition for the NBA. If he really gets this Big Three league off the ground like he really wants it to go, and on top of that, Cube has the influence of the hip hop community more so than the NBA. And the NBA used to have the backing of the hip hop community. They had AI. Even though they necessarily didn't have any hip hop people. Of course, you had Shaq that used to rap. Kobe tried to rap, but for the most part, I mean, it was kind of just a secret thing that hip hop and NBA went hand to hand. Now, if Ice Cube gets his Big Three league going, and then he started getting the young players that want to come over to his side, hip hop artists they already coming to his games, supporting his game. So wherever the hip hop artists go, that's where the people are going to go, because they want to see the games, see who the new hotness is on the court, and they want to see who's sitting around the court on the floor seats, the celebrities. You see what I'm saying? And Ice Cube going to bring that because everybody love Cube. So I think it's a fact that the NBA is threatened by Ice Cube putting himself in position of power. And that's what I want to talk about, that's the power. When you're trying to start your own thing and or build your own business, and you got the kind of backing that they got, because Ice Cube got people backing him. I don't know, from what I heard, he got backers from out of the country, which that's what you really want to do. Is some backers that's fans of Ice Cube. Ice Cube put some money up, they put some money up, and now he got money to really start his own league, his own NBA, so to speak. And they don't like that, especially a brother too. Michael Jordan, I think he's selling his NBA team because he's having problems. See, that's the power. It's one thing if you work for them or they feel like you got to come to them for something, but when you start getting in a position where you're competing with them, because that's what's happening. If Ice Cube gets this big league 3 thing off the ground like he really wants to get it, he can be a competition for the NBA. People maybe think, damn, should I go to the NBA game or should I go to Big 3 tonight? You see what I'm saying? Especially if he start getting, and then here's the thing. They can block him from even using the arenas that they play in. Like the different arenas they have all over the United States. They can say, hey, Q, we can't, because the NBA, we got a contract with them. And then our other days are booked up with, our musical acts and stuff that come to town. They'll block them because they don't want. And see, Q doing this tour, I think is dope. You go to every podcast and wake people up and say, hey, y'all, that's what the power is. Entrepreneurship, you becoming the competition, you becoming the next Apple, you becoming the next Tesla, you working together and coming and starting your own studio. Q was having problems with New Line Cinema because they don't want to make no more Fridays. Because let me tell you, if they came out, Q was trying to get Friday with all the characters. If Q was able to pull that movie off, and he's been trying to get this done for the last 10 years, way before Zeus passed away, way before John Witherspoon passed away, way before A.J. Johnson passed away, who played in, Ezell. And they turned him down 10 years ago. Like, no, because they knew, because even Chris was even thinking about doing it. Because Cube had it at the right time where Chris had that problem with the tax people. People don't know about Chris had some problems with his taxes. They wasn't doing rush hour. They haven't done a rush hour since I was living in Florida. I haven't lived in Florida in 18 years. So they ain't doing no rush hours. He was getting kind of cold, and he actually had thought about it. Hey, you know what, Q? I think I will do that Friday, because he needed money and that popularity. Let me tell you something. If they would have got Mike Epps and Chris Tucker and Cat Williams and all the old cast from the rest of the Fridays and put them all in the movie, that movie would have been up. That movie would have blew Chris Tucker back up. It probably would have blew him back up. As a matter of fact, I know it will, because that's one of the most anticipated movies I think is never going to happen, is seeing Chris Tucker back in the role of Smokey, and New Line knew that. They didn't want to give that kind of shine and power to a predominantly all black cast, mainly Ice Cube for being the producer. You know what I'm saying? Even though they would have made money, but they don't want to share. I don't want to share it with. It was a situation that happened with Red Fox. Red Fox is an old comedian, and he had a show called Sanford and Son, for all you young people who don't know, back in the 70s. And the show was a hit. So 3 years into the show was, everybody was watching it. It was like the biggest thing in the 70s. When it was about the third year, Red Fox was like, hey man, y'all gotta pay us. Y'all gotta give us, y'all give us a little bit here and there. But Red Fox found out how much money they were making from ad revenue, how much money, I forgot what company, what network was behind Sanford and Son. But Red Fox, the third year, found out how much they were making from ad revenue. Because that comes with having a television show. Well, back then, now it's all streaming, but even with ads, when you got a hit TV show, product people, like cereal companies, whatever, are gonna come to you because you got the hit show on a platform like CBS, NBC, with a lot of eyeballs. Sanford and Son had a lot of eyeballs on it. It was a hit show. They don't want to tell you that back, because let me tell you something. Sanford and Son back in the 70s was blowing out white shows, and that's why they don't want to tell you that. So they were getting a lot. They were getting so much money from ad people wanting to put ads during the commercial breaks of Sanford and Son, because they knew they was gonna get the eyeballs, because he had so many eyeballs. Red Fox, being the smart man he is, went and found out how much money they was making and how much money they were getting paid for doing, on their third season. And he was like, oh, hell no. Like, y'all making all this money off of us and we ain't got no raise. Y'all been giving us this small little raise, and y'all making all this money off our show. We're the ones getting the eyeballs to get the people to put the ads, So he was like, I'm not going on the show no more. He didn't go on the show for like 2 episodes. They said he went on vacation or something like that on the particular show. And then eventually they came to some kind of agreement. They gave him a little bit more money. And then they were rolling for a little bit by the 4th episode. And eventually, he was like, wait a minute. He found out they were making more money. They had renegotiated their deals with the ad agencies, and they were making more money. So now the raise they even gave him wasn't even, you see what I'm saying? So Red Fox was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna let y'all just make money off of us, and y'all just making all this money. So he quit the show. I think they were trying to take him to court and stuff, but they was mad at him for standing up. And that's what it is. When you're in a position where you're not in competition, where you kind of need them, and here's the thing. They were so racist, wherever the network is, they decided to cancel the show. They would rather cancel the show and stop them from making the money that they're already making, rather than pay him fairly and pay the cast fairly. Isn't that crazy? You making millions of dollars. Hey man, pay your cast, the people who helping you make the millions of dollars. Vlad. Pay them, you know what I'm saying? Pay them accordingly. They didn't want to do that. They'd rather shoot themselves in the foot not making money just so he'll suffer, But I don't know, man. What do y'all think about this story, man? I think this is dope what Q was doing. He's going to wake up a lot of people. And I think that the entertainment industry is changing. They're making it where you can pretty much, there is no gatekeepers no more. And I think that's what Damon Dash talks about this too. He talks about, hey, The internet has changed the game. We don't need to go to them no more. We can do our own thing, you know, with YouTube and Instagram. You know, you can shoot your own stuff and do your own production and everything on your own without them, and then distribute yourself, market yourself. You don't need them, you know. Damon Dash is a big advocate about that, you know, working for yourself. So hopefully, you know, Cube going on this campaign is really going to wake up a lot of eyes that, hey, the gatekeepers don't have any more power no more. You can do it on your own. Anyway, what do y'all think about this video and this story, man? Leave your comments, subscribe to Charles and Ned's World. Appreciate it.